West Ham travel to Anfield in the Carabao Cup. Massively important game. Couple of things we don't know about it, though. Do we know if David Moyes is going to rotate or is he going to take it seriously? I have an inkling that he's going to take it seriously. We're here to get the views and the thoughts of West Ham legend Frank McAvennie, who has just joined me. He's not just sat there now. We've been talking for the past 45 minutes about his time at West Ham, about how he never actually worked at Stringfellows at all, and it was just a scurrilous rumour. We've just done an interview over on Patreon, so if you want to go and check that out, go and check out our Patreon. We've actually got a free 7-day trial over there, so if you want to go and check that out, you can listen to myself and Frank talking about football, John Lyle, Stringfellows, and the day he turned up at a rogue Sunday League football match with a couple of Afghan hounds in tow. If you want to find out more about that, links in the description below. Frank, look, last time you had a chat with us here, you had a chat with Gio.
Yeah.
Things were not looking great, I think, particularly following sort of the drubbing that we'd taken against Fulham. We've perked up a little bit since then. Good wins against Freiburg and a really good win at the weekend against Wolves. Mohammed Kudus scoring a couple. I think first of all, let's speak about Kudus because he's the guy in question at the moment. What are your thoughts on him, mate?
I think he's different class. He can hold the ball. He came in and you can see that he loves playing football. I like people that, just wants to get on the ball. And I just think now that he's come into that midfield and up front. I think he plays up front sometimes, but he's got something about him and he complements the other boys. I think we've got a great midfield at the moment. I really do. I think Paqueta and Kudus, I think they're great players, and you work round them. You want to work round them. I don't think we're a counter-attacking team, which it's never. I don't care. I'm never going to get used to that. I think West Ham 2 years ago, yes, I think we're a counter-attacking team, but we've got players now who are better than that. We've got some great players. Even Benrahma, who's went off at Boyle, but I think he's a good player. I think he's a really good player, and he doesn't want to chase back and defend and all that. But I think, you know what? I think we've got some decent players, and Soucek's scoring goals, but he's not doing a lot else at the moment. And he's been kept in the team for whatever reason. So, but he's repaying David with some goals, but that's not enough, I don't think. In a team like that, I just think we're a better team than what we're showing. And it was a great result against Wolves, because they're a decent team. And it's good. I just like watching good football. And, and I'm not going to go into this West Ham way and all that kind of stuff, but we've got some great players that can hold the ball and keep the ball. You talk about Bowen and all that. We've got great players who are top players. You don't have to be a counter-attacking team. And we can do that as well, but I think you give Paqueta and Bowen and Kudus and these kind of players the ball, they'll keep it, and get us up instead of just sitting deep and letting. I just don't like, if you don't go and win the ball and get up the park, something stupid can happen, and then all of a sudden, bang, we're a goal down, and when we get battered against Fulham, it was heartbreaking to see that, and they just collapsed. And I just think that's for defending deep. I just don't think you should. Why would you want to bring that on to you? So I think we're a better team than that.
Yeah. I mean, clearly we've got some really, really good players there. Yeah. What if you were looking to do something? We're moving away from the Liverpool game a little bit here, but if you were looking to bring one player in, James, when you look at West Ham, what do you think we're sort of crying out for more than any other position? What would you be looking to rectify?
I would love to see a really good centre half coming in.
Really?
I think we've got good players, but not demanding players that go and change the way we play. Alvin Martin, way back, but Alvin could play in today's game.
Yes.
And he'd tell the guys to get, you come deep into his area, he'd tell you to F off. He wanted his area, he'd done his job. But now they want everyone to buy, and they're all cramped into a wee space, and I don't know.
Do you think the team lacks leadership, Frank?
Yeah,
Actually, because we've just spent
maybe
45
that's
minutes
what I'm
talking about the old days and all these characters. We've discussed loads of them. Is that part of it?
Somebody told me the other day there, and I'm not going to mention it. It was a manager told me the other day. He said, Frank, football now, you walk into a dressing room, certain dressing rooms, and there's 15 players, but it's like 15 CEOs because they've all got that much money, they've all got their own businesses, and they're all doing things on their phone. He said, and I'm thinking, really? For me, I'd just get rid of the camera. There'd be no phones in my dressing room. It's a scourge. Everyone's just on the phone. He says it's like having 15 bosses that are head of their own company, and I'm thinking, well, they're not thinking about football. That's wrong. But that's the way of the world now. You can't say anything, and they complain, and managers are scared to say anything. See, John Lell, come in and, oh my God, some of the things that they used to come in and tell us, and it was true. So why would somebody have to take offence with it? If I wasn't playing well, and John told me in his own language, then I'm not going to get offended because I just go out in the second half and prove I'm wrong.
Why does he give him a rollicking though if they're playing crap, right?
Does he?
I don't know. Do you think footballers are that sensitive that they can't?
I think it's getting to that stage. There's that
Really?
many people to get offended. The whole world's getting offended now. But I think football is really, I think they're really, I don't know, precious, if you like. I hope it's not in the dressing room. I really do hope it's not at West Ham because, I look at, do they talk to each other? I look at Paqueta. I wouldn't play Paqueta in the wide. I mean, he tried to play him out wide a couple of times, and I'm thinking, what are you doing? David, get him back into the middle where he shines. He excels in the middle.
Well, I think he has in the last couple of games. I think he's done a little bit more of that. Certainly, he's been swapping with Ward-Prowse.
I'm talking about. He had to wide, and I'm thinking, actually, whether he's trying it out or not, I don't know. But I thought, that's not your position. I would get Ben Rama. I would give him a kick up the backside because he's a good player. And if you can get him back on track, then we've got great players. And I don't know what's happening with Antonio now. He's
possibly back for the Arsenal game. So they say. Let me just bring this up from Kerry because she's put a couple of. We asked for some comments. Kerry's saying as much as Zuma is not as mobile as other centre backs, our win percent with him in the side is brilliant with Zuma in there, and he is commanding. But he's funny enough, he's the captain, but he's not vocal. It actually, I was thinking about what you said about the dressing room. It can't just be the dressing room with the mobile phones. Maybe they like it on the coach. And I was wondering, would a coach being on the coach traveling to a game? That's got to be traditionally a really good time to build banter and to build.
Yeah.
If everyone's switched on their phones and got their earphones in, that can't be particularly good either if they're traveling to a game like that.
I think when you're working, you should be, that team's got to be. I don't know what West Ham's like now. I don't know what they do. I don't know if we had a bond and we used to go out for a meal. We used to go to this Phoenix Apollo in Stratford, and we used to go there for a meal and a few drinks as a team. You go and have a meal, and then boys like myself and a few of the boys would go out after it. And the boys that were married went home and all that, and it was and it done us the world of good because we were.
Did you go home, Frank?
Yeah, somebody's home. Yeah.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer. That answer's so good. It's hard for me to move on to talk about Liverpool now. You might have ended up with someone's home in Liverpool. You never know. What are your thoughts on them? What are your thoughts on Liverpool? Do you think we got a chance?
They're not a team they used to be a couple of years ago. It depends what team he puts out. He put a young team out in Europe, didn't he? Klopp.
Yes. Lost their last game.
Yeah, and if you put that out, if you put them out, then we've got a chance. But it depends how many changes David Moyes does. I would love to see him going. I'd love to see him going for it, because what a day, what an experience to go to Wembley. And they've got a great chance because Liverpool will change their team. They will definitely change their team because I just think they'll bring in youngsters because they're looking for the league now, aren't they? And they're going
yes,
for that.
and they've got Arsenal on Saturday, who are ahead of them in the league.
I think their head will be. They'll have a few people on the bench, but I think they're going to play a weekend side. So I would, if I was David, I'd want to play. I'd want to play every game. The manager's got to stop you, but I would love to play see David playing a strong team or his first 11. You know, I'm not interested in people that's not in the side, but you know, they get their place when they come in, they stay in. But don't change it just for the sake of it. I'd put a good, strong team out, go and beat them at, you know, what a boost that would be if you go and beat them at Anfield. You know, what a boost for morale and the fans and everyone else connected with the club. It would be great. And this is the time to do it, because if I was a gambling man, I would have a bet that he'll change probably 9 players or something, Klopp.
Yeah, I don't think we will. So I think we got a chance. I really do.
Have, yeah, but I'm talking about. I think Klopp will change.
Yeah, I think he'll change.
Yeah,
yeah.
So, and it's all right giving young kids experience, but if you can run over the top of them, and we've got some experienced players, that can teach them a lesson, it would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to get your opinion just before we go. I wanted to get your opinion earlier on when we were doing the Patreon video, actually, and you mentioned Lou. You mentioned, I was not going to say like a swear word. You mentioned Lou Macari earlier, and I think I'd sort of think about Lou Macari and that period at West Ham quite a lot. In terms of the football and whatnot, just because I'm often trying to explain maybe to people that weren't around, you know, during then, or fans in their 20s and whatnot. How bad was that when Macari came in, particularly in terms of football, in terms of how different it was from the culture that West Ham were used to? It
brought in the council money went up everywhere Macari went, because he would bring all these cones in. You know, you get a crash in the motorway. I get palpitations because it's like Macari's warm-up session. That 1,000 cones he was this fitness fanatic, but he was never there. It was the coaching staff had done it. He was always away somewhere else. And he never coached the players. Nobody got coached. Like John would proper coach them. But there was none of that with Lou. It was just, I remember one of his sessions, you know, I had him at Celtic as well. So I had, you know, he followed me like a bad smell, you know. It was
with his cones.
Oh, mate, honestly, these cones, he gets sweating. He's running in and out the cones. And if you get beat, it's not his fault. It's your fault because you're not fit enough. So we'd run you more. And it was horrible. He sent me back a couple of months. I get the okay to start light training when I was injured at West Ham. I get okay to start light training on Christmas Eve. And he got me in Christmas Day, and I thought it was taking me away with the team for, you know, just to come back in, but not obviously not be playing or nothing. And he took me in a 4-mile road run. My ankle just swelled up again. So yeah, he's a horrible little. I can't swear, but he's a horrible person. So he was a good lad, but as a manager,
how quickly did he lose the dressing room? Because it seemed to end quite abruptly, as I remember.
As soon as he walked in, he said, "I'm going to change you," and I thought, oh, here we go. You know, and that was his first words. You know, we've got a good team, lads. I'm going to just try and make us better and all that kind of stuff. No, it was just, I'm going to change you. Yeah, all right. That worked. So, listen, he wasn't a good manager. He was just, he may have been good for the lower leagues, but he certainly wasn't good. And he brought Big Lubo and McCloskey, and it was great. And
he brought Bishop. Did he not bring Bishop?
but
who was a good footballer. Ian was a really silky footballer.
It was him and Trevor came from, and Wardy went the other way, didn't he?
Yeah.
And it was he wanted Rudy Wardy, so it was good. Listen, we got the two of them, but Lubo he wanted him to kick it. He was the strongest kicker that he's ever seen, and as a goalkeeper, couldn't roll the ball out. So Alvin and Tony couldn't get the ball. He wanted him to smash it out of the park, and I'm thinking, that's not football. especially me and Tony up front, because I'd look at Tony and he would go, nah, nothing to do with me. So I had to go for everything. So I was getting smashed in the back and all that, and Tony's just laughing. So it was not a good way to play football, that's for sure.
No, but I think about it sometimes when there's talk about losing dressing rooms and this, that, and the other. Before we finish, Frank, and listen, thanks so much for joining us. As I say, we've been chatting here for a good hour, myself and Frank, and we've had quite a laugh, that's for sure. Final little predictions about West Ham. Where do you think West Ham will finish in the league? Where are we? 9th at the moment? No, we're 8th at the moment. Sorry, 8th. Where do you think we can finish?
Listen, I don't see why everyone's there and they're playing well. Your Brightons and all that, but they're falling away a wee bit. The teams that are there. That was a battering we got at Fulham, but they bounced back from it. So I'm hoping let's not have any more of them. And I don't see why we can't. David's got us into the European spaces, the last few years. So I'm delighted with that, and you can't take that away from him. And I'll never ever criticise David, but what I can say is, we're a better team than what, go and express ourselves. See, we used to defend West Ham, but then once we got the ball, we could do what we wanted, and we were all over the place, and it was great.
You've met Moisey, obviously, haven't you?
Oh yeah, of course I do. Yeah,
you know him. What's he like? That was a funny question, maybe, but I've never met him. What's he like?
Hopeless as a player. I'm only kidding. He's a centre half. What'd you expect?
No, I mean as a guy. What's he like as a personality?
He's a good lad. He's a good lad. Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, he is a good guy. He was over. Listen, he took a lot of chances going over to. I think he got a chance at Man United. I think that was just I would have took that job because you're going to get sacked. Walking in after Fergie, you're going to get sacked. And he did get sacked, and he got sacked with a lot of money. So fair play to him. But it was a hiding to nothing there. But coming into West Ham and then they get rid of him, I didn't think they want to sure have got rid of him at that time. But I think the fans the fans just want a bit, especially with the players they've got. They want to see a bit more football, and and sometimes it's been horrific to watch. And and I don't know if he's got a plan B or C. That's my biggest problem.
I think if he has, it takes a long time to get to it. I think that might be it, really.
Why does all the managers do the same thing? One up front, and they all change after 60 minutes. I can tell in 15 minutes if somebody's on it or not. If they're not on a game, get them off. It's not personal. You just go, you're doing it for the team. And I'd love to see somebody doing that. It'd be great. We get sure to get away with that. But listen, I don't think David will do that. He's done brilliant. Whatever happens, he's not been offered a contract yet, has he?
No.
We don't know. What's going to happen with that one. So whatever happens, I wish him all the best. Because he's done brilliant for West Ham. He's won us that trophy, and the fans love him for that. So, yeah. But I'd love to see him playing more attacking football, that's all.
Yeah, no. Well, hopefully we've turned a corner. Turned a corner now. Getting a little bit. He is still playing counter-attacking. I'll not shift from that. Even against Freiburg and even against Wolves, I still think we were counter-attacking. Well, it was more effective.
Watching Europe, but I don't. When you're playing against teams in the Premier League, there's certain teams you can go at. Sheffield United, you can have a go at them.
Yes. Yeah.
You wouldn't have a go at them. I mean, there's certain teams playing against Man City, yeah, do that, David. You sit in. But when you're playing Sheffield United, go and batter them.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Premier League. These West Ham's the big boys now. They're up there. They're one of the top clubs. I'd like them to go and show them more and be a bit more positive.
No, mate. We are definitely aligned on that, no doubt about it. Frank, thanks for joining us, mate. Really appreciate it, mate. Been an awful lot of fun. Thank you, everybody. First of all, watch the full video. If you've not watched it, go and check it out. Patreon.com/Hammers Chat 7-day free trial. Thanks for joining us. We didn't get your prediction. You think we're going to beat Liverpool or not?
I think we'll beat them. Yeah, 2-1.
That's what I said. That's what I said to Gio in the preview. There you go, Frank. Cheers, mate. Much appreciated. Catch you soon.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.